some of those chips? I want to try them. You had them in the last episode, so it's like, I want to try them.
All right, well, welcome to Tall and Short with Tim and Tony. I am Tony.
And I'm Tim. How's it going, everybody?
Go ahead and eat the chip. Eat it.
Ooh, yummy. Does have that Carolina kick to it. I tried to play it off so bad, my voice broke immediately. It does have that Carolina kick to it. Oh my god.
So, Tim, how are the chips?
They're actually not bad. Although, granted, yeah, they got a kick.
Yeah, the back end burns.
Yeah, they're definitely back end. Not as bad as the cap drop shot, man.
We don't need to talk about
Let's
that.
not worry about
That's between the lines thing.
We'll worry about that thing later.
Oh.
Damn, dude. Yeah, these definitely live up to their name. I remember you said, "Oh, they're not that bad," and then you went crazier in the Cooper game.
I had a couple of hiccups. Well, we don't have to go with. I went crazy.
Okay, I'm gonna try one more.
It doesn't get better.
It's that initial one, and it kind of. Oh.
The effects stack, sir. Okay.
First try.
Yeah, totally first try.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna feel that later.
So I know you're struggling now.
Yeah, you said we were in for a puppy, so I'm in for a puppy.
It's a puppy. It's a Wisconsin puppy.
Didn't we call that a Wisconsin Weimaraner at one point, dear? Yeah. I say as I have a mouthful of water and I just shove her in my mouth for a second. I don't know what the hell this is.
Are you from California circa 1949? What's...
It'd be a heck if I know this.
They're golden, them there hills.
Yes, sir, there. I got nothing there.
This is not going well. I don't like this episode.
Oh, lordy lord. Woo-hoo. Good thing you're the one talking and I'm not, because my tongue has gone bad now.
No, I think this is the episode.
It's
just you attempting to speak English.
Hey.
Oh my god.
I already suffer in English enough as it is. Take over the episode, Tony.
All right. Well, okay, first off, we're on a time limit because Ted sucks.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and he wants to restart.
Why now, Ted? Why now?
Wow. Okay, so we were doing setup for this episode, and I had 85% battery. My computer is decrepitly old, technology-wise, and is usually on life support with its power cord. Someone was an idiot and forgot to grab the power cord on the way here.
It happened to the best of us.
We were at 85%. We are now at 75%.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, and all the saints in heaven.
It's been about 10 minutes.
Ugh.
So, we'll go ahead and get started off. We're going to talk about the Wisconsin Beast of Bray Road.
Ooh, doggy.
Alleged werewolf, enigma.
Dogman sort of situation.
I need you to stop doing that.
I'm not trying to. I'm really not. I'm not trying to. Those things actually numb my tongue.
Say, I want to suck your blood.
I want to suck your blood. You happy now?
Well, then, yeah.
I got.
Okay. So, I will just kick off with the basic description. The Beast of Bray Road is the name given to a wolf-like creature allegedly reported to have been witnessed in or around Elkhorn, the city of Elkhorn in Walworth County, Wisconsin. Creatures been cited so many times and so far back that it's basically become part of the folklore and the culture in that area.
Said Elkhorn, Wisconsin?
Elkhorn, Wisconsin.
Okay. Ooh, that's down to the southern part. Nice.
Yeah, I thought it sounded like a more northern part, but it's southern Wisconsin. The Bray Road part of the name is actually an actual road. It's a rural farm road where the creature was first sighted all the way back in 1936.
Oof. I can actually picture what Bray Road looks like. It looks like your stereotypical just...
Well, you've been to my hometown.
Just your stereotypical paved road with a bunch of, like, fence posts along the way.
A couple of old farmhouses kind of tilted off to one side from wind.
That's all I'm picturing right now.
Yeah. Description of it, it's usually described by witnesses, alleged witnesses, between 6 to 7 feet tall. Standard werewolf, humanoid-style body, fur all over.
Grayish brown,
a little bit of red. Head resembling a wolf or a large dog. Glowing red or orange eyes, which, if it's a predator, that tracks with, I believe, orange.
Orange or yellow, like amber, because I can understand why it would do red eyes. If you shine your flashlight on something, it's going to have that eye glow.
Yeah.
Glow.
It's been seen moving as both quadruped and bipedal, so...
So that would... I mean, I can also see why people are like, oh, it's 6 and 7 feet tall. I mean, you try hunching down for a good foot for a minute.
Yeah. And pretty much all the reports have resembled a traditional werewolf or a Bigfoot. I know, the Bigfoot kind of throws you off, but...
Does Bigfoot have a snout?
Say that again?
Snout?
Alright.
Yeah, no, I told you. Those things have numbed my damn tongue. I had 4 of them. God damn.
You're an idiot.
I'm your idiot. And my fiancée. Y'all stuck with me.
Yeah, I don't claim... No, I signed the paperwork. She is all... She is the sole owner of you now.
I'm non-refundable.
You and your brain cell. So I tried to do a little bit of digging on the first sighting back in 36.
Uh-huh.
And I found an article, and then Ted. And then Ted happened. So I'm going to be trying to recover that article while I talk. But the overall gist of it was there was a night guard at an old schoolhouse.
Uh-huh.
And there was also, because it was a church/school.
Yeah,
and then there was obviously a graveyard nearby. Which is creepy.
That's something nice to have. Like, see that, kids? See how over
That's
there?
where you're gonna end up.
Yeah, that's all the kids who died in the coal mine fire a while back.
That's Virginia, West Virginia.
Steel mill. I don't know. I don't know.
What's Wisconsin famous for?
I don't know.
The Lakers. Wait, that's LA.
Wisconsin. Cheese.
Milwaukee Bucks. That's a football, basketball team.
We are sports ball people, as you can tell.
This is now a sport. This is ESPN 900, because I don't know how many they have.
Moving along.
We report on all the bad stuff. But yeah, the night guard was doing his rounds around the property, spotted something hunched over a grave, then it looked like it was digging, shone his flashlight on, beast looked up, growled at him, took off.
Ugh.
And he saw it, I believe it was once or twice more, and it never got close to him, but snarled and growled and like acted like it was going to rush him, but then just backed off and took off.
That is terrifying.
Yeah. In my head, this thing looks more like the werewolves out of Skyrim, like those super long arms.
Or I'm thinking that, or Van Helsing.
Yeah.
The movie Van Helsing. Those
with Jackman.
Hugh Jackman, yeah.
Yeah.
Like those are the werewolves that I truly do believe in. Like absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then it basically went dark for another almost 50 years.
It went dark for 50 years, so guys sees it for 3 times in the 30s, and then just 80s it pops back up.
Yeah, in the 80s, several alleged witnesses reported the beast had made contact with their vehicles, leaving physical evidence, leaving scratch marks along the doors and the trunks of the vehicles. One witness stated she actually hit something while crossing Bray Road in her car, like going down Bray Road. And tell me if you can guess the ethnicity of the woman. Got out of her vehicle. Dumb white woman.
I was gonna say.
Because nobody else would do that.
So
got out of her vehicle to determine what she had hit. I assume she was thinking, deer.
Maybe it was a deer or a dog, something. She hit something.
Supposedly, a large wolf-like creature chased her back into her car.
I mean...
leaving claw marks on the rear passenger door, so it was trying to get her and almost did get her.
That is terrifying. You're bringing up, it's a, white woman. It made me think of this dumb little video I came across. It shows what appears to be like this stream coming through. My tongue's back better, by the way. I'm fine now.
Oh, thank goodness. I was so worried about you.
Yes, I know. But there's like this, I guess, what looks like a starting of a tornado or something inside of a house, like this little water spout thing coming out the window. And then it cuts to another video of somebody reacting to it, and it's a large black man, and he's just getting all of his stuff like, nope, hell no, I'm out of here. Nope, I'm backing up. I'm black. I'm not doing this. I'm out.
Yep.
He said, and I just died laughing because that's what, yes, he's going to survive a horror movie because he's not going to.
Because he's not stupid.
Exactly.
So here's an interesting part of the beast with some of the general history of it. Spotted in the daylight. Right?
In the daylight.
Sightings have also been reported during daylight hours, with several witnesses stating the creature was observed as an unusually large wolf-like creature running on all fours through cornfields.
Cornfields now.
Corn stalks aren't, at least down in this area, they're not small. They're not short.
No.
Like you think Children of the Corn height, like you can hide.
You're going to. Now I've been through Nebraska. I've been through Nebraska, the husk where they have the reaction of all the cornfields, and man, those guys, their corn stalks are massive.
No, I don't know about southern Wisconsin.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, depending on how the road is and what angle they were at, they could have seen it from almost a top-down view, like if there was an embankment.
It wouldn't surprise me, if I'll be honest, just because of...
But multiple witnesses, one reported seeing the creature was actually in pursuit of a deer. Which, if it's actually hunting and it's an actual animal, that would track.
I mean, this is this is in southern Wisconsin, right up around northern Illinois. Northern Illinois is actually really good for farming, because I've been up that way.
It's really rich soil.
So it wouldn't surprise me that they would have very good corn crop.
So, there's also been multiple reports of animal mutilations on Bray Road.
There's always the animal mutilations.
Deer, livestock, all partially eaten with specific organs removed. So, Chupacabra has made a return.
Apparently.
And there was another witness that reported driving down...
So now you're having my tongue problems too.
Shut up.
How'd that feel?
Multiple reports of witnesses driving down Bray Road observing an unusually large wolf-like creature eating animals on the side of the road that had been hit by the cars. Deer, skunks, possums, whatever. And the creature every time reportedly running into the woods as the vehicle approaches. So as soon as the headlights hit, it's off and gone.
Oh boy. It's stories like this that whenever I am traveling at night, I really do try to be careful about where I am maintain my surroundings. Because I have a bit of an imagination.
Oh god.
So like I drive on a highway that doesn't have a lot of lights when I'm going home at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
So I have to have my lights on because there's also deer. There's deer. Like it's not even just the imaginary dangers. There's the actual real dangers of deer, and the deer are just like they're just chilling on the grass on the side of the road, just looking around, minding their own damn business. But sometimes I'm just like, is that a shadow? I don't want to.
That's a Wendigo. Oh god. Oh,
that's a werewolf. I don't want to deal with that nonsense in my head.
And then the last 2 sightings I could find were actually not on Bray Road, but in February of 2018, A witness observed a large hair-covered creature in Spring Prairie, Wisconsin, which is still in Walworth County, so same county.
Yeah.
And then in July 2020, same thing, a large, hairy, upright, canine-like creature, or canine-featured creature.
Canine-featured creature.
Yeah. Was spotted in Lyons, Lyons. Lyons, also in Walworth County.
Uh-huh.
No scratches, nothing other than, I think I saw a fucking werewolf.
Yeah.
Which is terrifying. So I'm going to do something a little different, just because you mentioned the driving down a lonely road with no lights. I'm going to set the scene for you.
Uh-oh.
Imagine, well, you've seen the road that led to my old house in my hometown, right?
Yes.
Imagine you're driving down that at 3, 4 in the morning on your way home. All you've got is your headlights and whatever moonlight and starlight you have. And you see this thing pop up. Tim is reaching for his phone.
Yeah.
I want you to describe that picture for us, Tim.
Well, it looks like a badly decomposed bipedal dog with what appears to be bony-ass limbs, like T-Rex position.
And decayed enough to where you can see...
And a mangled face.
Yeah.
And it's a very blurred photo, too.
The arm bones are decayed enough to where, you have the 2 bones in your arms.
Yeah, you can see the radius.
You can see through.
Yeah, you can see the radius and the ulna easily right there. Like, noticeable.
Now, that's the least, or the lesser of 2 evils on pictures.
The lesser of 2 evils? When was this photo taken?
I couldn't find anything on that. I was going to do some more digging on that as well, but I think I would hope that's Photoshop, because that's horrifying.
It has to be, or it has to be staged.
Yeah.
Like, it's a blurry photo. It's always blurry photos, blurry video. Blurry. Like,
and granted, there has also been a movie, a full-length feature horror movie made about this in 2005, so both of these could have been part of the movie, could have been part of documentaries, which I lean towards. There was also a 2018 documentary film, both called... the film was called The Beast of Bray Road, and the documentary was The Bray Road Beast. So
I'm looking at photos. I'm looking at some stuff like that one.
This is the other one. I think this is from the movie.
Now that one's creepy as... That's what I was looking at.
Yeah,
that one.
Terrifying.
That one is terrifying, because you just...
Because that looks like it could fuck you up.
Oh yeah, no, and I think what's even more is, like, if it weren't blurry, if it were a little bit more clean, like, legitimately, if that were done with proper, like, lights and you see that thing just reach out of the darkness.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And that's where I get the Skyrim werewolf vibes from.
Oh, yeah, the gangly limbs, that thing is nightmare-ish. Oh. Werewolves, or anything of that nature, like, they are definitely creatures of which I do not want to see myself getting involved with.
Yeah.
Just because they are full-on, creatures of feral power.
Yeah. I'll leave that. So I'm going to quote a little bit from another podcast, because they actually had a full episode in 2022, on my birthday, actually, on October 7th.
Nice.
The podcast is Astonishing Legends. I listened to this episode and a couple of their other ones. And they've got a really well put together show.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of the word. So honestly, I mean, I'd suggest listening to them if you're into. I mean, if you listen to us, first off, you're scraping the bottom of the barrel. You need to raise your standards a little bit. But they have a legitimately a good entertaining show, and so I just want to give them kudos and give them recognition where it's due. But they were actually doing a full episode about the Beast of Bray Road, and to set the scene again, simple mile-long stretch of road that connects Highway 11 with, my god damn it, Ted!
There's Ted.
With County Road North, which I think is North by North. dotted by old family farms, cornfields, and some dilapidated, beat-up Wisconsin-y woods.
Yeah.
It's basically an alternate route to important buildings, police station, nursing home, and a hospital. So it's just a shortcut. It's not completely rural like my road to my old house.
Dude, I remember that road.
Yeah.
I used to live in Tulsa, and I would sometimes go south of Tulsa. And let me tell you, man, because they call it green country out that way for a reason. Yeah. There's a lot of just greenery, trees, and let me tell you, just trees.
Oh yeah, and fell up the road,
and trees just awning over the road.
Yeah.
You can't see anything past it. Like anything could be just hopping out. Mostly it was just deer or cattle that got out, and there was a lot of black Angus. So when you're driving at night, you gotta be really careful when you're dealing with the black Angus.
God, yeah. And I found the article about the 1936 part. The night watchman's name was Mark Shackleman. The old school was the St. Coletta School for Exceptional Children, with preserved Indian burial mounds near it.
Oh, now I've got native.
And it was a school monastery turned school. So it wasn't a school turned into a church; it was a church turned into a school.
And it's not too far off. I mean, churches used to be just single room.
Yeah.
And meeting houses, so it makes sense that they would turn a church. I've had schools that were formerly churches when I was growing up.
So, the story still tracks with what I said. He was, doing his rounds around the property, saw something digging. It seemed canine. Flashed his light on it. He knew it was way too big to be, a wolf, coyote, large dog, whatever. After a few strained seconds, quote unquote, the creature looked at Mark. At this point, it is said that the creature unhunched itself and revealed that its hairy body must be at least 6 feet tall.
Jeez.
Despite the thick fur and canine face, Mark noted it seemed to have the muscular body of a man. Then it growled. Mark then immediately smelled the aroma of rotting meat. And as soon as the smell sort of hit him in the face, the creature took off into the woods.
So...
Saw it again the next night.
He didn't investigate the hole the thing was
Why
digging?
the fuck would you?
Good point!
My blue pants are brown at that point.
Yeah.
He saw it again the next night. It seemed to growl at him in half-human, half-canine garbled speech.
Yeah. Okay, that is terrifying.
Bared its teeth, but never approached him. And, again, took off into the woods. That was it. Never again. Nothing ever happened.
I'm just a little cautious on that one. I mean, I'm thinking that he may have saw something, but I think fear took over. Like, fear is an excellent
especially if you know there's burial grounds and...
Fear is an excellent motivator and can also really cause you to have severe imaginations and hallucinations.
I was listening to something on Netflix, or maybe it was HBO. Anyway, fear can cause hallucination.
Yes.
If you are in a life or death situation, you can end up hallucinating to a degree.
It's like you're going to make something bigger and scarier than it actually is, because that's what fear does. And he may have actually seen. He may have seen just a larger coyote or something scavenging dead bodies.
Maybe, but good God, that'd be terrifying. Even then, a coyote that is that bold.
I mean, that's true, because
coyotes are cowards.
They are,
unless they're in a pack.
Even then, they're tricksters. They're tricksy.
But
or hell, being a person in a damn costume. I mean,
yeah, it could. I mean, yeah.
There's also that possibility, because it's not unheard of, but it's also just made me go, I'm a little. It's scary, and he's like, oh yeah, I saw it, and it growled at me, and then it ran away. It's like it's a predator. It should have gone after him. So I'm thinking, why is it?
In my mind, if I was a predator, I've got a meal right here. and then I've got something flashing a light at me that I have no idea if it's a rifle or what, but I've got something shining a light on me that hurts my eyes because it's fucking dark.
Fair enough.
My first instinct, get away from the light.
Mm-hmm.
But
this makes me think of a video I saw once. It's a blurry-ass image. Somebody who was working for a cemetery, is broad daylight, rolled up, and there's this dark figure hunched over a grave, and you can see it, what appears to be digging.
Mm-hmm.
The thing looks up, and then the video cuts off, but it says that then the reports say that the thing ran away, and there's photos of the dug up grave. It's just like, what the hell?
shit.
I don't know if it could have been a person in a costume, because there's a lot of like wolf, Bigfoot, gorilla costumes, hairy costumes nowadays that you can buy with ease online.
Yeah, you can get a movie-worthy costume
relatively
cheap.
Yeah, nowadays.
But
Yeah, it's a question of, I don't know what this guy saw, but he
don't want to know, honestly.
I got more questions than I have answers, and that's gonna kind of be it on this.
So, but that is the first sighting that leads up into many, many sightings, but with that 50-year gap.
That's where I'm also curious. Like, why was there this 50-year?
And there may have been some
period?
sightings in between then and there, but none of them. I haven't been able to pull any records on them. But infamously, the county humane officer, John Fredrickson, he had a folder just labeled werewolf, filled with note cards and, reports and sightings of the Beast of Bray Road. Enter one Linda Godfrey. That name's going to pop up a lot.
Linda
here on
Godfrey.
Out.
All right.
She was a stout disbeliever, a lot like you. She started doing the research, started recording all these incidences, and ended up being the go-to person for reports and sightings. So much so, basically, her entire author career, writing career, just off the cuff, I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 books between 2003 to 2019.
Mm-hmm.
All of them are about werewolves, American monsters. Her 2003 book, which came recommended from Astonishing Legends podcast, The Beast of Bray Road, specifically covers it.
I'm looking into this. She passed away in 2022.
Yeah, she was around up until last year. Well, 2 years ago.
Yeah, not at this point.
But yeah, and I actually remember looking back, I've read 2 of her books already. Weird Michigan and Weird Wisconsin, and released in 06 and 05 respectively.
Interesting.
But she ended up being the go-to person on modern day werewolves.
Yeah.
And her speciality was obviously the Beast of Bray Road.
Gotta have at least one.
Yeah. And Astonishing Legends actually even interviewed her.
Wow.
Yeah. They spoke about her research into dogmen and American folklore and the connection of everything. And then they started talking about the Beast of Bray Road a little bit.
Yeah. Like the Michigan Dogman and that sort of stuff.
Yeah. And she Elkhorn, Wisconsin is a town, basically the same size as my town. About 6,500 people. Hour drive away from any large city.
That's about my hometown size.
Yeah.
Little bigger.
She basically described Elkhorn as a Christmas card town. Like a Hallmark Channel town.
Oh my. I'm actually looking at photos of Elkhorn right now.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Like, it is.
Hallmarky.
I mean, this was like a shot of the downtown, if you ask me.
Oh, yeah.
That is
you could tell me that was my hometown, I'd almost believe you.
That is a Hallmark town, if there ever was one. Here's like the police department and municipal court. Yeah. That's easily your classic small town. I've seen plenty of these before. Beautiful town.
If that ping pops up, it's just Ted being stupid.
That's just Ted's heartbeat slowly going down the drain.
See where we're at now. Oh, 62.
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, you said we had 85, and it took 10 minutes in, we were at 75. So it's like, and I was like, we might have enough for this. He'll probably be reaching at least 30s by the time we're done.
Yeah. And then the last thing I want to quote from Astonishing Legends, little thing they did about the Beast. They have a story from a Reddit user named Not Ken Dorsey. And I'll just read sort of the cliff notes. The gentleman lived in Franklin, Wisconsin from about 97 to 98. They had moved into a brand new subdivision. It was the only house that was built.
In the subdivision?
It was a brand new subdivision.
The only house that had been built in that subdivision at the time?
So far, yeah.
Okay.
The rest of the area, you can picture it. Just a bunch of empty lots with frames of houses going up.
Yeah, we have some of that going on right now and here in the metro.
And it was adjoining to a bunch of old farmland.
Yeah.
Of course. Backyard, the gentleman's backyard had a running creek. On the other side of the creek was some brush and a single lane road with an old wooden streetlight that gave off an orange hue about 30 yards or so away.
Oh, man. I'm already visioning that, and let me tell you.
That's creepy, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, no. My
no kidding. Yeah. My hot chips I probably won't eat.
My parents' house, outside, and my parents, they don't live out in the country. They live in a road that's a little bit away from town, but they have neighbors right next door and everything. Yeah. But there's like a couple of light poles out front, and they're the old wooden poles with the orange lights. So I know that image. It's that type of light that something it'll cast light on it, and you'll just see a shape. You won't see details.
Yeah.
It's not like the LED lights that we get nowadays.
So, I won't read the whole thing. The whole,
interview?
Yeah.
Article,
yeah. But basically, they were having a sleepover with a bunch of friends. I assume this was when he was a little bit younger, when you had sleepovers.
Had to be.
Lights were all off. We were playing hide and seek in the dark. No. When he went back into the sunroom and saw something crouched over illuminated through the brush in the orange streetlight.
There, as I was talking about.
I'm not sure how to describe its body posture, but when you're about to throw up and you hunch over on your knees and palms, it was similar to that.
I can actually imagine that look right now.
The breaths on the creature were so deep and heavy you could see its chest heaving from the distance.
Oh, I can definitely see that, like, up and down, just,
And apparently he had a 140-pound Akita, which Akita's the husky breed?
They look like a husky.
Okay.
They're a little smaller.
Yeah, but 140-pound Akita that stood 6 foot on its hind legs, which I had Great Danes, and I think our biggest one probably was touching 7 foot on his hind legs. Okay, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. So, they're not small dogs. They're not like a Shiba or anything.
Yeah, they're not Great Dane either. But, yeah, they're a large breed.
They're a large breed. They are classified as a large-sized dog. Literally means
but he could tell whatever it was dwarfed his Akita.
Cool.
And he knew it wasn't some type of dog or wolf. Its hind legs were thick and muscular like a man's, but its body tapered at the abdomen and head like a wolf or a canine of some degree.
Sheesh.
So, second mistake, besides playing hide and seek in the dark, called out to my friend who came over and just said, "What the fuck is that?"
Hey, Ralph, come look at this.
Right? I think it's a Bigfoot coming. Oh, it's coming after us. Oh, no, we better run. What the fuck is that to me? Trying to not make much noise. We sat there, was hunched over for a good half hour. The user's dad, who was apparently a hard-ass Vietnam vet,
oh boy,
came out to see what we were doing up so late. He asked what it was, and he just said, "I don't know."
That's where you get your gun.
He then went outside as we stayed inside, and apparently the dad had one of those old mega lights that had the power of 1,000 candles and took it with him.
I know the type of light.
One of those ones, and it becomes daylight.
Yeah, it's not even like it's your stereotypical like policeman's flashlight from the 1970s.
Yeah, it's a freaking spotlight on the cop.
You have to hold the handle on the side and just flash it out. I know those types.
Took it with him. He stood in the driveway and shined it onto whatever we were watching. It looked back at us, and I honestly don't remember its eye color. What the user does remember is that when it took off in the brush, it took off upright like a sprinter from an on-all-fours stance.
Woof.
Yeah. User's dad heard it splash through the creek and hightailed it inside. It was one of those fucked up moments you don't really talk about because people will think you're crazy. And when he had heard about the podcast episode from Astonishing Legends, he knew immediately he had seen it.
Good Lord.
So
that thing's terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay, this is why I don't get involved with this is why I don't get involved with werewolves. Again, they are primitive. I mean, this thing is a werewolf. If this thing is, I mean, Dogman, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't get involved with them because they are superior in strength, superior in speed, and highly ferocious, aiming to kill. They are predators they're apex predators.
Yeah. Pop culture wise, like I said, it had a full-length feature movie about itself.
It shouldn't be surprising on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, The Beast of Bray Road, I remember first listening to this story. It was another one of those, sci-fi TV shows in search of...
I think the first time I'd heard of The Beast of Bray Road was the Blackman book, North American Guide to Monsters.
Oh, I never read that.
You have. You know, the black and white...
no, I don't have that copy.
Patterson-Gilman Sasquatch photo on the front.
No, I don't have that one. I have A to Z.
Okay.
That's the only one. I still don't... I didn't get some of these for a while.
Yeah.
I was more
anyway.
I was Chupacabra related.
Yeah. But anyway, I think his name is Blackman, but side note on this, I love the way he writes, because he also wrote a couple of Star Wars, like,
nice.
the encyclopedia sort of books.
Yeah.
Fantastic writing.
So he knows how to, supply a lot of information.
He knows how to put you into the scene.
That's awesome. I like that. Yeah. But yeah, it was like in late 90s, early 2000s sci-fi, in search of, again, I don't know what.
Unsolved mysteries.
Some of that type of stuff. And I remember they would always have the dramatizations with the guy and the dumb gray brown suits.
And then the 2018 documentary film The Bray Road Beast was then featured on episodes of Lost Tape, Expedition X, which I need to catch up on that, Haunted Highway, In Search of Monsters, America's Urban Legends, just all the standard go-to ones. And the last thing, and then we'll sort of just banter a little bit on it, proposed explanations.
Okay.
Misidentification.
Yeah.
Obviously. Proposed creature is a gray wolf, a large dog like a Gray Pyrenees, an Akita, a Newfoundland.
Oh man, Newfies are huge.
Newfies are big, but they're not stand up on their hind legs big.
I've got a friend who lives up in Kansas who owns a couple of Newfies.
Yeah.
And they are big dummies. They're adorable dogs.
Yeah. They wouldn't run away from you. They would run towards you for hugs and love.
They're big goofies.
Yeah. And then I've had Great Danes and Mastiffs.
Yeah, you had Bull Mastiffs. You've had the full ones.
Yeah. And we had a brindle Great Dane, which is that black and brown tiger stripe pattern. And my dad had him. We just want to see how big he was. And my dad is about 6'3", and I'm 6'3", 6'4". Yeah. That dog towered over my dad enough to where part of his neck and his full head just over my dad. This dog would play with the horses.
Yeah. I've seen Great Pyrenees, too. Yeah. The Pyrenees dogs. They are...
My mom's dog, Stevie's part Pyrenees.
I didn't know that.
I think they did a DNA. He's Pyrenees, Weimaraner.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I remember Stevie now. It took me a second. Yeah. No,
Stevie Tyler.
Yeah.
He sings like a lunatic.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I've seen them. They are big dogs. They are very much like protectors for sheep and stuff.
And then there is backing on the wolf theory because wolves have been spotted in that area of Wisconsin. Black bears suffering from mange, maybe.
Mangy black bears, like mangy bears in general, are pretty disturbing looking. I mean,
and then hoaxes, mass hysteria, you know.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Because it's like once you
once
fear.
Someone sees a monster, everyone has seen the monster.
As I mentioned earlier, I think fear with the security officer who said he saw this. I think he was just terrified.
Yeah,
and he saw something that blew up out of proportion.
Yeah,
it makes me think of. I briefly mentioned earlier the Michigan Dogman. Since we're up in that area, it's a folkloric creature that's said to have been around since 1887. I'm just using the Wikipedia article on this one just to throw it out there.
I've got the link to it too.
It's 7 foot tall, blue-eyed or amber-eyed, wolf-like creature with a fearsome howl that might sound like a human scream, which is terrifying in its own right. But this thing's in Michigan, which is next door to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Said that it hops. Said that it appears in 10-year cycles and only appears on years that end in 7. So 1887, 1987. I can continue. 1937 says was a man who was attacked by 5 wild dogs, and one of those apparently walked on 2 legs.
Oh, that's not terrifying.
No, absolutely not. Like it must have been leader of the pack. But of course, some people just think it's likely just folklore and that it was created by somebody. That it was, just done as a way to have some fun. Which, again, if it was started in 1887, that's easily somebody just back then wanted to pull a prank.
Yeah,
it would not surprise me. And I kind of find it funny. So this was before we actually got the podcast up and running. I was still kind of getting used to my current job and at night and everything. And I'm talking to one of my coworkers. And I'm talking to him and I was saying what we're talking about. And he goes, I got a story for you. I saw a dog man. I'm like, wait, what? This guy, I'm not gonna out. I asked him, after he told me the story, I asked him if I could use that. Like, if I could talk to you about it. And he says, yeah, sure. So as we were walking, he told me he was down just a little bit south here around like Asher. So down that way on the highway stretch, and he was sober as hell as the DD driving back. He says he sees these glowing eyes that then are on one side of the road, and they just somehow jump over. Like, apparently the eyes then, like, raised up as if something was standing. And he swears he saw, like, some furry features, like claws and teeth. And I'm like, oh, God. And that's here in Oklahoma. Rural Oklahoma.
See, I don't like... What I really hate about the aspect of dogmen, werewolves, wendigos, Bigfoot... Ever since we started the podcast, my Facebook reels and my Instagram stories have been leaning towards that shit.
I keep finding myself coming across, creepy videos and disturbing and scare, like these things with these really creepy ding ding music overlaying them, and then I'm just looking at them like that is clearly a fake. Like some of them are fake,
but I think
some also make me question a little bit. I'm like,
and I think it's just because I'm interested in this stuff, and then it always happens because with everything that has happened lately in my side of the family, or with my wife's side of the family, it's been me or her with our kid home alone, while the other one's been doing this, or I've been going to work, or she's been dealing with her family, stuff like that. I always end up watching this stuff when it's just me and the kid.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, he's like asleep, so I don't want to disturb the baby, so I'm like, literally, I'm just stuck there.
I make certain I make certain to be careful about that type of stuff. I usually only try to find those videos when I am in a lit room with other people nearby.
I should start doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll always find me when it's like, you know, oh, motorcycle, oh, car, oh, skinwalker, shit.
I did used to, for a brief instance, before I would go to bed when I'm by myself and it's sun coming out, because I'm a night person now.
Yeah.
I'm by myself in bed, room is dark, and I'm just like, uh-oh, I'm not going to get some sleep if I watch this. Yep. I have to not.
Yeah. And so I think
And then trying to not find one that's a damn jump scare. Fuck those things.
If you make jump scare videos, just know I hate you. With the level of hatred that a car guy hates Teslas.
That is a level.
That is a whole... You're not even a car guy and you know that level.
I've dabbled in a little bit of Top Gear.
Yeah. But that level of just... I don't like you. But yeah, but the moral of that story of finding those videos at the worst time...
Yeah.
I think that is our version of mass hysteria.
I would have to agree. Because... all the videos, they are always videos and photos. They're always fuzzy.
They're always fuzzy.
We live in,
or they're clearly edited with video tech, Photoshop, something like that.
We live in a 4K, 8K, I think now, society. Yeah. Like full on, we should have crystal clear footage. Because there's videos I've seen where what appears to be this creature called the Rake. Terrifying creature. It's a pale, emaciated looking creature.
Yeah.
Hideous. And apparently, coming out shrieking. But if you if you play the frame by frame, it's a little fuzzy, but you can make out that it's clearly somebody in a costume.
Yeah, like one of those dinosaur costumes at those Jurassic events that they have for kids.
Yes. Not even that. We're talking you can buy these costumes in store. Yeah. They are not. They are cheap bodysuits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they come across those. And then there's other videos where you clearly see somebody's eyes glow briefly because they're in an abandoned house. It's because this is probably somebody who's fallen on hard times and they are just trying to hide.
Yeah.
Trying to stay warm from cold or the elements.
Yeah, and I mean, the jump scare videos, they get the reaction that they're wanting. They get, son of a, But honestly, and I know this is sort of veered into the mass hysteria aspect of it.
Yes.
I have nothing else to talk about with the Beast.
We're on a good point now.
But the scariest videos are those people that go and explore the abandoned houses and mansions. Oh, dear God. I think that's honestly scarier than the skinwalker. Because the skinwalkers, it's creepy. The lore's unsettling.
Oh, yeah.
It'll send a tingle up your spine. But the abandoned houses, that's, the house is there. It is abandoned. And, people could be doing weird shit in there.
Yeah.
And that, I think the plausibility of that reality is more terrifying than a supernatural force that could be edited.
Yeah.
Because there was this guy was, I don't know how people are compelled to do this, because I don't think I could without a large amount of firearms to protect me.
Yeah.
But this guy is just driving around a neighborhood, sort of like the Bray Road scenario. It's an old road that has a couple of houses, completely abandoned, and it's a quarter mile to the house. It's my old driveway.
Okay.
It's a long drive. Just walks up, gets out of his car on the road. Parks his car on the side of the road, walks the whole way to this house, and just starts exploring.
Yeah, no. I can't.
And then it's clearly abandoned. There's a broke down old car from the 80s. It's been sitting, and he's just wandering around, and he finds this hidden doorway, behind the library bookshelf.
Yeah.
And he opens it, and there's a mattress, and there's old, like a Coleman lantern, and then there's a trap door, a basement door thing under it. He opens it. He's like, "Is anyone there?" And he hears shuffling.
Ugh.
And someone someone literally starts chasing him, and they've got a ski mask on, and they got a fucking saw.
Yeah, no, you don't go to that shit.
And that very well could have been set up.
That could have been staged. I've actually come across some videos that... Oh, God, this can't... oh, God, this is way too fucking real. There'll be a few that I will have in store for another episode to freak us out.
Yeah, I just gotta drive 30 minutes home by myself in the dark still.
That's why I'm not saying any of this, because I want to save it for another episode. Yeah. And speaking of another episode, it's kind of funny that we bring up cars. We were talking about cars for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Our next episode will be involving cars, Tony. Something you will probably enjoy. We are going to get a little Top Gear Grand Prix with it a little bit. So I think we're going to have fun with that one. So I'm going to keep it vague.
I was going to say, I don't know what you're talking about, so I'm curious.
Mm-hmm. I think you're going to enjoy this very much. I've actually been doing a little bit of work on this one. I got a lot more work to go, though.
Okay. So
it'll be another one of my 20 pagers, I think.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, that's where all the good details is.
Alrighty, so I will continue on my realty streak and doggo streak, and I'll... Because eventually I'd like to culminate my doggos into one of our big episodes we're eventually going to do that just covers Lycanthropy.
I know where you're going with it.
And then realty, that's just sort of fun to throw stuff around here.
Gotta go house hunting.
Yeah, look at this house. It's haunted by, the Headless Horseman. Oh, Jesus fuck.
Uh-oh.
But
thank you all, everybody, for listening to Tall and Short with Tim and Tony. I'm Tim, and he's Tony.
I'm Tim. Skinwalkers.
Nah, none of that. Well, I want to thank you all for listening. You can find us on social medias at Instagram and Facebook at Tall and Short Podcast. You can also email us at tallandshortpod@gmail.com. Send us some comments, life updates.
Send us pictures of your doggos.
Dogs, cats. I can't be like pets.
Not your werewolves. Pets. Don't send pictures of your werewolves. Just your normal dogs.
If you have cool werewolf costumes, I would be willing to see that. I do like good costuming. I really do.
Nah, just doggos. I've had enough werewolves for the
please
evening.
Also, drop, wherever you listen to this, please, drop a rating, drop a review. It would be great. Comments, reviews, anything that'd be really fantastic. We've had our first
few comments on YouTube. It's awesome.
They're awesome.
We're cool now.
Tell your friends, tell your family. We would greatly appreciate it. And I don't think I have much else on this one. My logo is by my friend Brittanie Miller. Intro music is from tunepocket.com.
I have one last thing.
Shoot.
I have learned from native lore, native being, Native American.
Yeah.
You don't whistle at night.
Yep. So,
Fuck, that is terrifying.
We'll save that for another episode. That is something that... But yeah, don't whistle at night, folks. Just don't.
Just don't whistle at night ever, at all, and for any reason.
And with that being said, thank you all once again for listening. Hope you all have an amazing day.
And I gotta go home now. Great.
Bye.